Dear listeners, in this video, I would like to ask you a question that I want all of you to answer. So if Avram were alive today, which church would he attend? So if hypothetically Avram had not died, and if he had lived both in his own time 2,000 years ago during the time of Jesus, and if he were alive today, which church would he attend? Because we know that Avram is the father of all three major religions, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, since he is the father of them all. Which church would Avram choose to attend today? All right, and for that I would like us to talk a bit to see who Avram was. For those who don't know, few people have influenced the world's religions more than Avram, who is respected by Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike. Avram has been described as a colossal figure in the scriptures and an extraordinary example of faith. The Bible calls him the father of all who have faith. You see, it's very interesting that the Bible calls him the father of all who have faith. Why is Avram so respected? One reason is that Avram is the only man whom the Bible calls the friend of God. In other ways, Avram was just an ordinary man. Just like us, he faced many of the problems we face and dealt with them successfully. And now let's look at the environment Avram came from, because we can learn a lot and apply it in our own lives to do what Avram did. Avram was born in the year 2018 before Common Era, and he grew up in Ur, which was a large and prosperous city where idol worship was widely practiced. He was the son of Terah. Avram was probably among those who worshipped idols, yet Avram did not worship those lifeless idols that represented different gods. He chose to worship only God, so you see why he was loved by God, because he gave up all the other idols and worshipped only the true God, and God called him his friend. Now, I would like us to think about what would have happened if Avram had continued to live and reach the time of Jesus. Because here we have a conversation in the Bible where the Jews claim that their father is Avram. And look at the answer Jesus gives them in John 8:39. They answered him, so the Jews answered Jesus, "Our father is Avram." And look at what Jesus says. "If you were Avram's children, you would do the works of Avram. But now you are trying to kill me, something Avram did not do." Jesus, thank you, thank you. Look, I told you the truth that I heard from God. So who was Jesus? He was a man who told them a truth that he heard from God, And Jesus goes on to say, Abraham did not do such things. You are doing the deeds, so the deeds of your father. So what does Jesus mean that they are not doing the deeds of God? And they don't have Abraham as their father either, because they were trying to kill him, So who did they have as their father? The Jews by no means had Abraham as their father, and they were trying to kill him because they were driven by him. Satan, the father of the Jews at that time, was Satan, because Satan was provoking them to kill Jesus. We all have a challenge regarding who we have as our father. So we all have a challenge to have Abraham and not Satan as our father. We must love God and people. So there are two things. If we have God as our father and we are his followers, we are the descendants of Abraham. We must love God and love people, not wish them harm if we wish them harm. We don't have Abraham and God as our father. We don't love God. So you can't hate people, want to kill them, and believe that you have Abraham as your father. And now I would like to end this video with the same question. To which community, because I can't say church, Christians have a church, to which community? Do you think Abraham would walk today if he were living on earth? To the mosque, to the synagogue, to the church, or are you among those who go to the mosque? Which type of mosque do you think Abraham would attend today if he were on earth and still alive? Or which type of synagogue would Abraham attend today? Or for Christians, which type of church do you think Abraham would attend today? Or what kind of church would Abraham go to if he were alive? And I'd like to ask you another question that will make us think a little. We know that God spoke to Abraham. What do you think if he had lived 2,000 years ago? Was God still speaking to Abraham, or was he no longer speaking to him? And now still, the question is, if Abraham were alive today, was God still speaking to him, or was there a moment in Abraham's life when God was no longer speaking to him? What do you think? And I would like you to give me this answer at the end of the video, and depending on your answers, I will make the next video. Thank you for listening to me, and I ask each of you to write your opinion at the end of the video. What do you think Avram would attend if he was still living on earth today? A mosque? What kind of mosque? A synagogue? What kind of synagogue? A Christian church? What kind of Christian church? Thank you for watching, and may God bless you in everything you do. Amen.
In this life, what did you write? I walk hurriedly on life's path. Everything you did, everything you said remains in a book written in the book of your life. Will we spend our lives? The days keep repeating about everything. You will be asked how you lived, how you walked. I walk hurriedly on the path of life. You can be a bright angel or condemned to torment to death. Either to the glorious realm or to the place of endless pain, you will lead your end. You have the choice. You can be a shining angel or condemned to torment and death. Either to the glorious